Welcome to my new series Olds to Gold, where I show you how's the old stuff made and why it's better than the new one. Today's special fireplaces and furnaces. I showed you one of the furnaces in the YouTube short, so you can look it up. I'm not gonna show you today because there are people there, but I can show you this fireplace. Furnace, fireplace, I don't know the difference. I know furnace can make food and it produces heat, and this is what this thing downstairs is. But this is only a fireplace. This only produces heat. I also have a third furnace, but that is under construction right now. I don't have the money to repair it, so it just sits. The problem was that people were putting too long firewood in this furnace. But I can show you a picture what these kinds of furnaces look like. Here we go. It isn't exactly the same, but it's around what it looks like. So I'll show you how it's made. It's covered with metal, but under this there are bricks. Now I'll show you the inside. Before we go forward and I forget, I have 3 other furnaces that are in sauna. I'll show you the sauna in another episode, but just remember, you turn the handle, you pull, and there is another door, and this door you leave open so the fire can get air from these vents here. You open this one, and there is the fireplace. Show you. It's made the same as the other one I showed you before. Maybe I can show you the footage. And I might do exactly that. Well, it's made a little bit different, because the downstairs one is a lot bigger, but upstairs there's a smaller area that you need to keep warm. As you can see, it's built around the same. All these furnaces and the ones in sauna are built by the local villager. But this guy who built them, he was professional. He was the best. He wasn't best in the village. He was best in the whole area. I'll show you the other side. This is the other side. And I made one of my videos in here. Let me turn the lights on. Much better. Here you open this. In Estonian it's called siiber. Please tell me what it's called in English, I really don't know. You open this so the air can escape and go into chimney. This is the house's chimney. If it's that way, it's closed. If it's this way, it's open. And this is also metal. This fireplace is 80 years old, as well as the house. Of course it needs a little bit of repair, but it ain't a big thing. Because it can still last around 10-20 years more. Let me turn on the lights. Voila, you can see me better now. And what do most of you have? You have AC units and heaters. What fun you get out of it? What feeling you get out of it? What do you do with that? This thing costs around $3,000 to build. And it lasts you decades. How long does your AC unit last? I wanna see how it lasts 8 years. This bad boy can easily do 100. Yours can't even do 10 years. 15 maybe. Yeah, there are exceptions. I have seen ones that are 20 years old. But they are so clogged and so old that they don't do anything. This bad boy can still keep you warm as it did 8 years ago. And as I talked about the other furnace downstairs, it can fit meter long firewood. Meter! Most of today's furnaces can't even fit 30 centimeter ones. Let's take this as an example. This is around 50. And if I put it inside this furnace, as I just did, I can see, then I saw that I can put around 65 centimeter long ones in this furnace. Can your furnace do that? Maybe, but it can't do the same as the downstairs one. And not to mention, these bricks from 80-100 years ago are way stronger than today's bricks. And how do I know that? Because my parents ordered a bunch of these new bricks for that new furnace. I don't know if they messed up the order or something, but all of the bricks had cracks in it. Every single one. You couldn't find anything that didn't have even a small crack in it. Some of them were about crack, some of them you rarely see the crack, but it was there. Try to find one crack in these things You can't. And why do they make everything so fragile these days? Because you can keep buying more and more. If you build yourself a very nice fireplace or furnace, then you can keep yourself warm and make food without electricity, only using wood. In the old days, it was way easier to get firewood. You go to the forest to chop down a tree, you come back with it, you make firewood out of it. This is how most of this place's firewood is gotten. But nowadays, no one has a forest. And even if you have to ask your country a permission to chop down a tree in your own forest. Why do you have to ask? This makes me so angry. Why do I have to ask your own government to chop down a tree in your own forest? The fuck I'm going to ask permission from you to chop down a tree in my own forest? I can do what I want. I can plant a tree, I can chop down a tree, I can make fire in my own garden if I want to. I can have cows, I can have chickens. I don't need to tell you about it. But unfortunately in Estonia and the European Union, you have to tell the government that you have animals. And I don't remember if it was Sweden or other countries, please correct me if I'm wrong, but they have to pay tax on cows because they are farting. This is nonsense. So let's get back to the furnaces. This thing is masterpiece. Today's heaters and AC units are trash. Save up your money, build the furnace, and see you in the next episode.